Picture this for a second. You arrive at a crime scene, but there's no yellow police tape, right? No chalk outlined on the ground, no shattered glass. In fact, there's literally zero physical evidence. So how in the world you secure a crime scene you can't even see? Well, welcome to the wildly high-stakes reality of modern cybercrime. Let's dive into the explainer.
Welcome! Our focus today is the digital detective's journey inside computer forensics. We are going to completely demystify this incredibly complex world of tracking digital footprints. If you have ever wondered how, say, a single deleted email or some random timestamp can bring down an entire multi-million-dollar corporate fraud ring, you are absolutely in the right place.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The rise of digital crimes. 2. What exactly is computer forensics? 3. The 5 investigation stages. 4. Obstacles in digital investigations. And finally, number 5, winning in the courtroom. Let's get right into it.
Starting off with Section 1, the rise of digital crimes.
You know, technology is basically baked into every single aspect of our lives now. And because of that, the crime scene has permanently shifted from physical streets to digital servers. And it is crazy how fast this escalated. Way back 30 years ago, this stuff was highly classified, mostly military and government folks dealing with early cyber threats. 20 years ago, private companies kind of woke up and realized they needed to protect their own networks. 10 years ago, boom, specialized forensic software explodes onto the market, making all of this way more accessible. And today, it's a global legal necessity. Tracking digital criminals is just an absolute, everyday requirement in modern law.
All right, moving on to Section 2. What is computer forensics?
So, the textbook definition is that it's the scientific investigation and analysis of digital devices and computer systems to gather evidence for legal or security purposes. But I really want to emphasize that word scientific. Just like physical forensics uses chemistry and biology to analyze a fingerprint or a DNA strand, this field applies rigorous, repeatable science to our devices. It is a highly structured discipline. The whole point is to extract cold, hard facts out of absolute digital chaos.
The actual goals here are super strict. We're talking about recovering and preserving evidence, investigating cybercrimes, identifying the criminals and their motives, preventing evidence tampering, and producing incredibly detailed reports. The big takeaway for you here is that this is not just about finding hidden data. I mean, anyone can stumble onto a forgotten file or a deleted text, right? It's about recovering that data safely, without altering a single byte, so that the findings actually hold up to intense scrutiny in court.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 5 investigation stages.
This right here is the absolute procedural core of our journey. It's the exact playbook of a digital detective. Identification, preservation, analysis, documentation, and presentation. These aren't just suggestions, they are mandatory stages. Every single step logically builds on the last one, functioning like an unbreakable chain. Honestly, if you skip one or try to cut corners, the entire case just collapses before you even get to a judge.
So it starts with identification and preservation. Think of this literally like stringing up that yellow police tape we talked about earlier. Investigators have to completely freeze the digital environment. They figure out where the potential evidence lives, they get the necessary legal warrants, and then they seize the devices. They are completely locking down phones, laptops, remote servers, whatever it takes to prevent any unauthorized access or someone remotely wiping the data.
And that brings us to the golden rule of digital forensics. Investigators analyze copies, not original evidence. This is absolutely crucial. You never, ever work directly on the original seized device. Did you know just powering on a smartphone can alter a file's timestamp? Or opening a laptop could overwrite critical background data, or even trigger a hidden malware trap designed to nuke the evidence? So instead, investigators make exact byte-for-byte clones of the drive, and they only ever examine those copies. Okay, so once you have that secure copy, we move right into the analysis and documentation stages. This is where detectives head into an isolated lab and really comb through the copied data, trying to reconstruct events and uncover suspicious activity. And while they're doing that, they are maintaining a flawless, play-by-play written record of every single step they take and every software tool they use. The ultimate goal? Making sure another independent expert could come in, follow those exact same steps, get the exact same results, and fully back up the investigation.
But of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Section 4, Obstacles in Digital Investigations.
Catching a modern cybercriminal is practically never easy, and honestly, it is definitely not cheap. It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
On the plus side, this meticulous process lets us track global criminals across borders, it uncovers deeply compromised systems, and it produces undeniable, factual evidence. But wow, the trade-offs are undeniably steep. Outfitting a proper forensic lab costs a massive amount of money. The legal standards for admissibility are incredibly strict, and the work itself requires highly specialized technical skills that take literally years to master.
And those strict legal rules create some massive practical limitations. Aside from relying on crazy expensive, high-quality analytical tools, the biggest roadblock is often human. Judges and juries usually just lack technical knowledge. You could have the most amazing digital evidence in the world proving exactly who hacked a secure system or stole funds, but if your forensic investigator cannot explain those highly technical findings in simple, everyday language, the jury just won't get it. And if they don't get it, the case fails.
Which leads us perfectly to Section 5, winning in the courtroom. This is it, the climax of the digital detective's journey, the moment where all this rigorous scientific work is finally put to the test. So here is a question for you. Why do airtight cases fail? Seriously, imagine the investigators did absolutely everything right. Perfect byte-for-byte copies, flawlessly recovered deleted files, absolute definitive proof of the crime. Why in the world would a judge still throw the entire case out? 3 words: chain of custody. This is the rigorous, unbroken documentation of exactly how evidence is collected, transported, stored, and analyzed. It is the ultimate legal vulnerability. If there is even one single undocumented step, say a seized laptop was left unaccounted for in a hallway for 5 minutes, or there's a broken link in the handover log, a sharp defense attorney will pounce. They'll argue the evidence could have been tampered with. Verifiable integrity is everything. Without that chain of custody, your data is legally worthless.
Now, we usually picture this stuff strictly as a police matter, chasing down hackers, right? But the applications are deeply split. Under criminal law, sure, law enforcement is using these techniques to combat massive hacking rings, cyber terrorism, and complex financial fraud. But look at private investigations. Corporations use the exact same forensic science for investigating employee misconduct, policy violations, and internal security breaches. It's not just for tracking down rogue international bad guys, it has become a massive corporate necessity.
I mean, these corporate use cases are happening around us every single day. We are talking about intellectual property theft, industrial espionage, internal fraud, and severe internet misuse. Imagine a disgruntled employee tries to quietly download a company's confidential client list onto a personal thumb drive on their very last day. Digital forensics is exactly how the company reconstructs that action, proves the theft, and protects its assets. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question. In a world where absolutely everything is connected, what story is your digital footprint telling? Every email you send, every file you delete, every location your phone pings leaves a trace. Digital forensics proves that the digital world is just as real and just as trackable as the physical one. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. Keep asking questions, and I'll see you next time.
Wow.